Hello and welcome to Wardens of the Cross. This is the Defender. A vitriol-filled debate that goes more and more heated with each and every passing argument between the Catholics and the Protestants is who has the correct translation of the Bible and whose version of the biblical canon is correct. Unknown to some modern people, especially modern college students, is that there are two versions of the Old Testament in circulation. The first one has 39 books, while the other, used by Catholics, has a total of 46. It's amazing what a divide this addition of 7 books can create. Some denominations of Protestants will stop at no argument, however insane it may be, to prove their point. This heated passion comes from their belief that the Bible and only the Bible will help them to reach heaven in the end, not the Catholic Church, not the Pope, and definitely not tradition. Their first objection against the Catholic Bible is often phrased along the lines of, well, the old Bible didn't have these 7 books you Catholics added. You changed the Bible's canon by adding something new in. St. Jerome and the Jews thought that they shouldn't be included in the Catholic Bible. While this is all true, there are a few facts that should be cleared up, refuting this question entirely. The first is to recall the objection that St. Jerome and the Jews had against these 7 books of the Bible. It was merely that these texts of the 7 books existed in Greek. This may seem simple enough, but to the Jews of the time period, the Greeks were the bad guys, as can be seen quite clearly in both books of Maccabees. The Greeks did their own thing while the Jewish people did God's work, and often the Greeks got in the way of the Jewish people. This is an easy objection to answer. First, the books were mostly historical books, recounting key details of the chosen people's heritage, but also containing valuable proof of some Catholic doctrines and dogmas. Secondly, in his letters dated about 40 AD, St. Paul references these books as common knowledge. It wasn't like he was trying to convince anyone that they were true in his letters, he merely mentioned them in passing, as if stating an obvious fact. Also, after the time of St. Jerome, a council of Catholics sat and discussed the addition of these 7 books to the canon, and it was decided to add them in. They were found to be authentic and worthy of addition to the Bible. The last point which destroys this objection is that there is today a Hebrew original copy dated back to before Greek translations of some of these added biblical books. These fragments are part of a collection known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls revealed that some of the books, which were in Greek at the time, were written in Hebrew long before they were in Greek. The next objection, this one more directed against the Catholic Church than actually the Bible, is Sola Scriptura. This translated into English means Scripture alone, and it is the belief that everything that you need to go to heaven can be found within the within the Bible. Interestingly enough, this is not found anywhere within the Bible. If anything, the exact opposite is found. In 2 Thessalonians 2:15, it is said, "So then, brothers and sisters, stand firm and hold fast to the teachings we have passed on to you, whether by word of mouth or by letter." This statement clearly means that it is lawful to pass down sayings by word of mouth in God's church. It would have been considered ridiculous for the Jewish people to have followed Jesus around, and whenever he said something, asked, "Could we get that in writing for later?" It would have been ludicrous and laughable for anyone to even consider this possibility, which makes Sola Scriptura equally as laughable. One can never know all of what Christ said while on earth. In the same way, we can know that not everything you need to believe is written in the Bible. We can also recognize this fact due to the fact that the Bible refers to other books which are not within it. The Bible is not one book, but rather a compilation of books, all written by various authors. The Catholics assembled the first complete Bible through much debate at multiple councils, and this Bible was used until Martin Luther destroyed it for his own means. The adulterated Bible, which Protestants use, has been cut and edited to meet their own agenda. In manipulating God's words and picking and choosing what to believe, they are leading many away from the truth of God, His one true church, and, in the process, making it significantly harder for those who believe their false teachings to reach heaven.